Hey everybody, today we're going to cook 3 burgers, but each of them will have a different cooking time. The first one will be prepared in 1 minute, the second one in an hour, and the third in a whole day. Let's go. Let's start with the fastest. We transfer the semi-finished patty to a plate, send it to the microwave for 50 seconds. Quickly take out the burger bun from the wrapper and cut it in half. Cut a couple of slices of tomato. Squeeze ketchup onto the bottom bun. The patty is ready. Spread ketchup on top of it. Pineapple sauce. A slice of cheese. Tomatoes in the bun. That's it. We cooked this burger in just 1 minute. Let's try it. The taste of the store patty is simply disgusting. It ruined the whole burger. That means that 1 minute is not enough to cook a whole burger. Now we have a whole hour to prepare our next burger. We put a bowl on the scales, pour in 100 milliliters of boiling water, 100 milliliters of milk, pour out a bag of yeast, a little sugar, stir it, and let the yeast start working. Pour in a little oil. And let's break in 2 chicken eggs. Salt it. Pour in 500 grams of flour. Now let's move the dough to be kneaded in the mixer. The dough is already well kneaded. We tear off pieces from it and form a ball and put it onto the baking sheet. Let's cover that with cling wrap, and we'll give it a little bit more time to rise. Let's break 1 egg into a bowl. Mix that with a whisk. Now our buns are already risen, and so we wash them with an egg wash. Now let's sprinkle some sesame seeds. And into the oven they go. While they're cooking, we make the sauce. We take a little parsley and finely chop it. We dump that into a bottle. Take 2 cloves of garlic, crush them, and slice them. We drop those into the bottle too. Now let's take out some dried tomatoes and oil. Very finely cut them into strips. And then crosswise. And put that into the bottle as well. Almost all the remaining space is filled with mayonnaise. Now mix it well with a spoon. And our sauce is ready. By this time, the buns have already baked. We will use this one, since it's the most beautiful. We take some cherry tomatoes and cut them in half. Spread them onto a baking sheet. Drizzle with oil, and sprinkle oregano, salt, and then into the oven. Cut 1 onion in half. Now slice into very thin half rings. We're going to turn it over in our hand so that the onion releases its juices. Now put it into a bowl. Top with a little flour, cover with a lid, and shake. That's it, the onion is left in a thin layer of breadcrumbs from flour. We immediately send it to the preheated oil. We wait until they're golden brown, and we take them out. Now the most important part, the patty. We've cut a piece of pork neck into slices. Then into strips. And chop it all with a knife. It's ready in just 3 minutes. Now we salt it well. Add some ancho chili pepper. Using a knife, mix everything around. We transfer the minced meat to a piece of parchment and form a patty. And we send that over to the frying pan. After 2 minutes, we turn it over. We begin to assemble the burger on our soft bun. We cut it. Squeeze out some sauce. Smear it around. Then the patty on top. A slice of cheese. Cherry tomatoes baked in the oven. Arugula. Crispy onions. And top that with the other bun. And we're done. The burger, which we cooked in a hurry for an hour, is ready. It already looks like it's restaurant quality. Let's try it. Okay, that's an awesome burger. Soft, only baked bun, hot patty made of normal meat, delicious sauce, and crispy onion. All in all, it's a hit. The next burger will take the rest of the day. Let's start with pork ribs. First, you need to lift up the fat and tear it off so that the marinade can easily pass through. Now let's put these onto a tray. And let's do the marinade. A whole head of garlic is crushed by hand. Most of the cloves are already half peeled, so we get them out and send the garlic into the blender. Now we need a piece of ginger. We clean it. Throw it into the blender. Now we need half a star of anise, a small piece of cinnamon, and we open up the Worcestershire sauce and pour it in too. A mixture of peppers, spicy mustard, salt, maple syrup for sweetness, and whiskey. Cover all that with the lid and mix it well. Done! Now we cover up our ribs with the new marinade. Rub that all in well so that the marinade penetrates as deeply as possible. And cover it up with cling wrap. And leave that to marinate for 4 hours. Meanwhile, we make the brioche buns. We open the milk, measure out 60 milliliters, and put that bowl in the microwave and wait for 15 seconds. Pour half a packet of dry yeast into the warm milk, mix it up, pour 180 grams of flour into a large bowl. Add salt. Break in 1 egg. Now the most interesting part, the honey. Add a couple of teaspoons. and pour the milk yeast mixture in there. We put the bowl into the mixer and turn it on. Once the dough is kneaded, we add a little bit of butter and mix for the last time. What we're left with is a soft dough. Now we unwind the foil, fold the sheet in half 3 times, and we make a ring like this. We put this ring on the baking sheet, form a ball, and put it inside the ring. This will help keep its shape and the bun will turn out even better. Cover with cling wrap and let it rise. Then wash it with the egg wash. Send that into the oven. After 20 minutes, it's ready, but it turned out too high. So we remove the foil, grease the bun with melted butter. Let's cut off the top. And we decide to make the lower part thinner. Now our ribs are ready marinated. We remove the large spices with our hands and shift the ribs into foil containers. And pour in a little whiskey. Now cover with a layer of foil and fix it tight. We'll send all this to the grill and close it for 2 hours. Meanwhile, take a saucepan, squeeze ketchup into it, pour in maple syrup, whiskey, Worcestershire sauce, balsamic vinegar, garlic powder, mustard, and now we just need to make a reduction. The ribs are almost ready. So we smear them with sauce. Now we're waiting for a crust to appear. Done, they're ready. So we take out a few bones. Cut off this part and cut along the fibers. We're left with a sort of shredded pork. But this isn't all the meat that we use in the burger. We'll also need a marbled beef steak. We're gonna cook this as close as possible to restaurant quality using the sous vide method, and we'll transfer this into a special package. Top with peppercorns, fresh thyme, and a sprig of rosemary. Now we put the package into a vacuum. Vacuum it. And done. We take a saucepan, put a ceramic plate in the bottom, and fill it with water. We put that on the stove. We lower the thermometer and the steak into the water. We will control the temperature so that it does not rise above 60 degrees for 2 hours. That's it. We're going to take out the steak and out of the bag. We remove all the spices. And salt it. Now we just put it onto the grill and very quickly set the crust on both sides. Done. Now the steak is ready. We'll cut it into pieces. And we see that a steak cooked in this way has the most ideal roasting. The meat is super juicy. Now let's make the sauce. We break 1 egg, squeeze out mustard, salt, a little sugar, pour in quite a lot of oil, and lower an immersion blender to the bottom. We turn all this into homemade mayonnaise. We open the canned pineapple, and dump some chunks into the mayonnaise. Now some cilantro, freshly ground pepper, roll a lime on the table, and this will destroy its pulp structure inside. Cut off a piece, squeeze out the juice. Now let's blend all this. And the sauce is ready. And the last thing is the caramelized onion. First we take gauze, put cinnamon, star anise, and pepper in it. We wrap this all up and tie it with a thread. We get a small spice bag. Now cut a red onion in half. Now quarter it, and we chop the quarter into rings. Pour sugar into the frying pan and put it on the stove. We wait until it caramelizes and put in the onion. Mix that up and pour in some red wine. Now some balsamic vinegar and lower in the bag of spices. Now we'll just make a reduction. In the end, add a little bit of butter, stir it, and it's done. We transfer all this to a plate so that everything cools down. Now let's assemble our day-long burger. There is sauce on the bun, then pork ribs on top, the sauce we use to marinate the ribs, lettuce leaves, caramelized onions, a slice of cheese, juicy steak pieces, lettuce again, sauce, and top all that with a bun. That day-long burger is ready. It has the most filling. Let's try it. Oh yeah, this is the juiciest, meatiest, and most delicious of all that we cooked today. Under the last video, I noticed comments that you want me to shoot the second part of Survival in the Village. If this is really the case, then like this video as many times as possible, and write in the comments, VANZAI goes to the village, and I will immediately leave for the village. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you, everybody.